Hey YouTube family, this video features KOS-MOS and T-elos from the third installment of Xenosaga. I'd like to start this video off by saying Happy New Year! This is my first video in 2020. And funny story, I actually had this video done 2 weeks ago, but I came down with a really bad cold and I couldn't film. So anyway, enough about that, let's focus on the video. So KOS-MOS and T-elos are coming from the Xeno series of Xenosaga, and it started out as a 6-part series and then later changed to a trilogy. This one just happens to be the last episode of the video game that I'll be drawing. Don't worry, I'll be sure not to spoil any of the details. But before we get into the video game, I'd like to talk about the drawing. If you saw my previous drawing video of Cloud and Tifa, you know that those two were also linked together. And by linked together, I mean drawn closely together. I'm practicing the same thing in this image as well. I started the image out with a simple sketch. Moved on to layer 2 just to add a little bit of detail. And then layer 3 is what you see now. I'm adding the more complicated and the final product right before I color. I'll be honest, I pretty much do the same step every single time. I usually start out with the HB pencil brush, and then when I'm ready to move on to the inking process, I'll move over to the traditional ink pen. I knew I wanted this to be one of my YouTube features, and by features I mean one with a voice narration, but I'll be honest, I really didn't want to color it. But I put so much detail into this one, from just the drawing stages onto the coloring, that I actually filmed my coloring process. So definitely stay tuned, as I will show that process at the end of the video. So as you can see here, I'm having to layer a lot of their armor, and also their hair, on top of each other. It's a lot of detail. For this, I was actually using the video game concept art. I didn't have to use any of the fan art like on previous games. Most of the time, the newer games, like between the years 2000 and up, I can use the game concepts. The older games, 99 and down, it gets a little difficult going off the sprites. I had a lot of fun drawing these two. I would say that my art really evolved, just from learning how to draw breast, their hair, their armor. Like, I had so much fun. It was a learning experience for me. I honestly cannot wait to see where 2020 takes me on my art adventure. I took such a long break that I lost a lot of ability, and to just press play and to be able to pick up art again so quickly is amazing. But enough about me. Let's talk about Xenosaga. So KOS-MOS and T-elos. As you can tell, they're very similar features, right? Well, you could say that they're one and the same. Androids. A game that's set in the far future where Earth doesn't exist anymore. Technology has advanced to the point where they now have androids. So what are androids used for? Androids actually combat an alien force called Gnosis. The androids protect what's remaining of the human race and fight off this Gnosis form. It's a difficult premise to explain, really, especially if you've never played the game. But like I was saying, in a distant future where Earth doesn't exist anymore and androids combat this alien force, mankind has resided in space. KOS-MOS, the blue-haired android that you see there in the front, is actually one of the main protagonists. She was developed by the Vector Industries and was basically designed as a combat weapon to fight off the Gnosis. To put it simply, her classification is as states: a special humanoid anti-Gnosis annihilation weapon. Although she has a shell of a human body, she's mostly composed of mechanical parts. And as far as her personality goes, if you've ever played the first game, you know that she's quite a character. KOS-MOS is equipped with artificial intelligence. Her comprehension of a scenario is based on logic, probability, and completion. And although she seems emotionless, she is equipped with predetermined emotions that help her better connect with the humankind. So what about T-elos? We haven't really talked about her, have we? Well, there's not much I can say, other than the fact that she's a quote-unquote android too, and designed with similar things in mind. And as you've been following along, you've had a chance to see how I colored my photo. As you can see here, they're basically opposites. T-elos is a dark skin with, she technically has silver hair, but I kind of wanted to add a purple hue. And KOS-MOS has the more gray and blue scheme. I can't remember the exact amount of time that it took me to create this image. I want to say it's around 10 to 13 hours, and a lot of it had to do with the coloring. I was really struggling with the brown skin tone. If you've ever had a brown skin tone character, you kind of understand how difficult it is to manipulate that color scheme, especially trying to match it in with the vibe that you have on your overall image. And even though T-elos proved to be the most difficult, she came out 100% stunning. I absolutely adore her. So yeah, Xenosaga. I highly recommend it. It's extremely sci-fi, and it's a little bit biblical, but overall, it's a very fun game. And if you follow me on Instagram, most likely in the near future, you'll see some fan art from Xenogears and also Xenosaga. It's one of my faves, so follow me on Instagram, see all the different artwork that I'm drawing. But that's it for the video. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to tune in for the next video. Until next time.